Well, hello. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you very much for being here. This is the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for conscious adults. Anybody who doesn't fit that category will have a difficult time with these readings because my job is solely and strictly to help you manifest. Tarot doesn't predict anything. I've done tarot for over 20 years, and in my estimation, from my experience watching others, it really doesn't predict anything. Once in a while you get lucky, but that's not its job. That's not its job. Tarot is useful for the science of potential. What is your potential? We're talking frequencies here. We're talking cards. We're talking energy. Well, energy does not exist in a vacuum. You have to access it. You have to utilize it. And that's why tarot is designed to be the science of potential. So I'm here to help you manifest your God-given potential. Now, you already have it, and it's pretty well developed. It's just negative. The way we have been programmed in society is to not think for ourselves. Don't even feel for yourselves. Avoid your humanity. You just do what we tell you. And so because of that, several studies over the last 20, maybe 30 years have indicated that we get dumber as we get older. The more schooling we get, the less creative we get. The tests have shown that kids 5 years of age going into kindergarten, tremendous creativity potential, tremendous, almost 100% across the board. By the time you get to the PhDs, less than 2%. In other words, they suck the creativity, our spirit, out of us. That's the way it's arranged. So here, I have two objectives. Well, the overriding one is to inspire you, but it's to inspire you to start to manifest, but in a positive direction, because tarot is potential, your potential. Now, I've also done astrology and numerology for the past 50 years. Those things kind of, sort of, in a way predict, but not really. In any event, they are the science of cycles. That's where, if you could say, they predict. If you understand what the cycles are, then you kind of understand what the energy is, and you can react. For example, 250 years ago, when Pluto was at the spot it's in now in the sky, the end of Capricorn into Aquarius, 250 years ago was in exactly the same spot when we signed the Declaration of Independence here in the United States of America. It takes 250 years to go around the solar system. Another planet that's in the same place it was 250 years ago was the planet Uranus, the planet of revolution. It circles about every 80, 85 years, so it's gone around several times, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit because it's important right now. But now, Pluto and Uranus are in the same position they were when we signed the Declaration of Independence 250 years ago. Pluto, evolution. Uranus, revolution. And you're seeing both of those energies not only here in the United States, but around the world. Now, this is where the tarot and the astrology, numerology come in together. Because the astrology, numerology is kind of like a door. But the tarot is the key to the door. And if you manifest properly, boom, you can open up the door to the future. A future that you kind of set up. So that's the reason why it's important, and that's the reason why we do it. So today the big question is why? You got to answer this question, or you're going to surrender your future. You have to figure out why, because that's the background. That's the stuff that fires up the revolution, evolution stuff. If you don't understand why, you are simply a victim, which you don't want to be. So this is an opportunity for you to kind of line things up, get stuff coordinated, answer the question why, and then move forward into the future. So we do that by combining tarot with an astrology numerology, the door and the key. So let's move ahead. Here's the first card, Two of Wands. Twos are always decisions. Always, always, always. You got to make a decision. This, that. Don't make it. You got to figure it out. And you see here in the card, the guy has a globe in his hand. He has lifted. He's made a choice, lifting one wand. Wands are positivity, enthusiasm, joy, excitement, gratitude. He's looking for a future that is better than the one or his present right now. He's looking for something more, something better, something to get enthused about, something to get excited about. But he realizes there has to be gratitude to attract that frequency. And that's what he's in search of at this point. Next card, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess very simply talks about your subconscious. Talks about the stuff that runs everything and we can't see it at all. It's kind of underneath. It's intuition. It's wisdom. It's your subconscious mind. So for this Two of Wands to be able to tap into this future, he has to dig into his subconscious. He's got to know why. Why are things going this way? What's my role in it? Because unless you answer those essential questions, again, both arms are tied and you're in the dark. You have no idea. Just stuff gets thrown at you. You have to know why to be able to get that good vision that the Two of Wands is looking for. And the final card is the Nine of Wands. I love the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands takes no prisoners. The Nine of Wands is determination, stamina, courage. Saying, I don't care how much you kicked my ass. It doesn't make any difference in the world. I am going to stand up for what I know to be true, and I'm going to fight for it. I know what I want my future to be. My subconscious is guiding me, is leading me. I'm in contact with the deepest wisdom that I possess. And I'm going to get the answer to the question why, because if I can get the answer to that question, I at least know how to plan. That's the key to the door of your future. Now, I mentioned a little bit ago we were going to talk about the planet Uranus, the planet of revolution, insight, surprises even. Here we go. We're going to go back to the year 1356. That year, Uranus was essentially in the same position it is today, okay? Essentially in Gemini. It has 84-year cycles. So we go back to 1356. That was the 100 Years' War, which actually didn't go 100 years. I mean, it did last, but they didn't fight constantly for 100 years. They took winters off. Nevertheless, it was a monumental war, a monumental effort, and really changed the landscape of Europe. You move up to 1440, there's the Gutenberg Bible. This was revolutionary to its core, because what happened was the Bible was written in the language of the people. Up until this point, the Bible was written in Latin. Most people were not educated, certainly not educated in Latin. They couldn't read it. They had to believe whatever the church told them, good, bad, or indifferent. Well, now with Gutenberg, you would know what the Bible said in your own language. You would begin to be able to think for yourself. 1524, we have the War of the Peasants in Germany. Also, we began really in earnest conquering South America. I think those are pretty important, especially when you look at the peasants rioting and starting a war in Germany in 1524. Take a look at the energy around us here today. That could indeed happen. And then in 1608, The founding of Jamestown. That was the first English colony. It was when the English decided we're not going to give North and South America to the Spanish. We're going to get in there and we're going to take some of it ourselves. The hell with the Indians. Then we moved to 1690, formation of the U.S. Post Office. Very much like the Gutenberg Bible, communication, which of course Gemini is all about. It's communication, clarification. And then in 1774 to 1776, revolution, talk of revolution, talk, Gemini, talk, thinking. And then we go up to the Civil War. 85 years later, the Civil War. Again, the possibility of a repeat of the War of the Peasants, the Gutenberg Bible, the 100 Years' War, that same energy, that same, we're not going to take it anymore. And there's a lot of activity centered very close to home. You go another 85 years, we go to World War II. Something that I believe the First World War was aimed at. I have not yet been able to determine if World War I failed, the people who wanted to control the world, whether they tried it and failed, or whether it was a test run. Let's see what we have to do to change things, and let's then bring in World War II, but this time get it to fit their desire to control the whole planet. And then we jump up another 85 years, and we're at 2026, essentially right now. All that energy, all those years from 1356 up through 2026, fighting, communication, freeing people to think and speak for themselves, all the way across the board. What do you think's coming up? We're talking about AI. We're talking about world domination. There's all kinds of things going on right now, fighting as these things, this list I just went down, they all say the same thing. Open communication, asking questions, really tackling the hard issues, and freeing the average person. So you see the energy that we're moving into. It's very chaotic because, man, there are so many spoons in the bowl of soup that it's absolutely insane. So it's time for you to answer the question, why are we in this position? Why am I in this position? You may not get the total answer, but in searching, you're going to get answers. And that will help set you free. So that's it for this time around. Thank you very much for joining me. I always appreciate it. One note, though. You know what's going on while we're talking about communication. You know what's going on with the internet. They're getting very, very sneaky in terms of monitoring us. They just have things disappear. They don't necessarily confront you. They just make it disappear on your screen, on your website. Doesn't make any difference. So please, like and subscribe. It is extremely, extremely important. It will help us to help you to manifest, to make your life more, not perfect, but more of what you need, more of what you want, more of what you like. Remember, tarot is the science of potential, and you are the key that opens that door. So that's it for this time around. Between now and the next time you and I do tarot together, peace and blessings.